Hey, shalom, 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 everyone. My name is Zachariah Yahweh, coming back with another walk and talk lesson, prophesying the downfall of Babylon, aka America, home where all the gross abomination occur. Yeah, I'm just damn. I knew I was forgetting something. Damn. I knew I was forgetting something. What's going on, brother? The brother don't want to speak. Yeah, let's go into this thing. Damn, I forgot. I know I was forgetting something. Let me bring out a scripture. I was going into I think with Isaiah 36. I wanted to start the lesson out with that. Let me see here. Or is it Jeremiah 36? Let's see here. Let's see here. I know I was forgetting something. It's Jeremiah. Let me see here. Jeremiah. Is it Jeremiah? Oh, shit. Let me see here. All right, let's get it. So yeah, we're living in some beautiful, exciting times right now. The Lord is moving in the earth. Ain't that breeze feel good? So we're gonna go down here. I'm gonna go set my camera up down here, and we're gonna continue on the lesson, bringing it out. So yeah, man, we living in some beautiful, exciting times. You got Donald Trump, man. Oh yeah, I was looking at a video. I didn't study it that much, but I'm gonna come back and watch it later on. It's talking about the no-hide law, how they finna try to implement the no-hide law into regular law here in America, man. What does that mean? It means, man, it's finna get chaotic, man. It means that the devil gonna try to come after us. Let me see here. 442, 422. Okay, that's 422. Well, it should be in a minute. 421. Yep. That should be in a minute. So yeah, man, we living in some exciting. Oh, here it come right now. Beautiful. All right, so this is what we finna do. We finna go. Hold on. Am I filming? Yeah, we're filming. So yeah, we finna get ready to keep going on with the lesson here, and I'm gonna bring it out. So we're gonna start right here with this broken reed. Oh. All right, so yeah, man, we live in some beautiful, exciting times right now. You know, the Lord is moving in the earth. All right. Damn, I broke it. Shit. Man. about going out doing a lesson. It'll be next week. All right. Let's see how that works. All right. So yeah, let's go and continue with the lesson. Yeah, man, we living in some exciting times right now. The Lord is moving in the earth. You be praised. All right. To this thing. So right here, the shattering of the Western hegemony and fractured alliances. It said the broken reed. Okay, it said of a superpower. So this is something that just really happened, man. So let's get Isaiah chapter 36. Y'all bear with me here. Let me set my Bible out up real quick. Second Esdras. Let's pull that up real quick. Chapter 11, verse 11. And 40. I'm gonna start at 44. I might go up and start at 40. So we're gonna start. Let's go read. Let's go back. It said the shattering of Western hegemony and fractured alliances. It said the broken reed of superpower reliance. All right. What does this mean? Okay, so this is the current situation we're in right here in America. It said, let's get Isaiah chapter 36, verse 6. I'm going to start at 5. It said, I have counsel and strength for war. Now on whom do thou trust, that thou rebellest against me? So the Lord is asking these nations, man, you know, that's puffed up, you know, they don't know that the Lord gave them the power. Here go the point right here in 6. It said, lo, thou trusted in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So it says, so is Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. See? So what does this mean? So the international community historical reliance on U.S. security umbrella backfires as traditional superpower exhibits extreme strategic erratic-tism, dependent nations find their security guaranteed punctured, forcing them to seek alternative regional protection. That's what's going on now, man. You know, Iran, they done rose up them dragons from Arabia, man. Now they unite. All right. Let's go here to 2nd Ezra. Let's start at 38 and read down to 45. 2nd Ezra chapter 11 verse 38. Let's start at 36 and read down. It says, then I heard a voice which said unto me, look before thee, and consider the thing that thou seest. And I beheld, and lo, as it were a roaring lion chased out of the wood. And I saw that he sent out a man's voice unto the eagle, and said, hear thou, I will talk. It said, hear thou, I will talk with thee, and the highest shall say unto thee, Art not thou that remaineth of the fourth beast, whom I have made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them? Verse 40, it said, and the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past, and had power over the world with great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression. And so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. All right. They're talking about this fourth beast, man. This beast system, man, that we in right now. It said, and the fourth came and overcame the beasts that were past, and had power over the world with great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth with much wickedness, oppression. And so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. For the earth, say what? For the earth, hold on, earth. Come on now. It said, for the earth has thou not judged with truth. So this man is incapable of judging with truth, because he's wicked. And when he speak a lie, because he's the father of lies. All right? The Lord set this man up to be the wicked man. Okay, wicked people lie. He come out of the womb speaking lies. You know, we got verses on that too. But let's stay on court. It said, and the earth has, it said, for the earth has thou not judged with truth. See, this man ain't judged. Like I just said, he's incapable, because he's the wicked. It said, for thou hast afflicted the meek. That's talking about Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. Thou hast hurt the peaceable, thou hast loved liars, and destroyed the dwelling of them that brought forth fruit, and hast cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm. See? It said, therefore, therefore is thy wrongful dealings come up unto the highest, and thy pride unto the mighty. The highest also look upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilled. And therefore appear no more thou eagle, nor thy horrible wings, not thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious heads, nor thy hurtful claws, nor thy vain body, that all the earth may be refreshed, and may return being delivered from thy violence, and that she may hope for a judgment and mercy of him that made her. So this is where we at right here, right now, folks. All right. So let's continue. So the Lord is indicting this beast system, and the dragon that run this beast system, which is the wicked Esau Edom, man. All right. The upper echelon, the 1%, the Rothschild, the Oppenheimer, the 1% that control all the world wealth and resources and people. All right, the Epstein class, you know, they above the law. Okay, so this is who the Lord is addressing. You gotta keep in mind now there's an inquisition going on. Matter of fact, let's get that verse. Hey, let me out right here, driver. Hold on. Oh, excuse me. All right. I get anything? I hope I ain't leaving nothing back there. Hold on. Hold on. Hey, I think I left my phone. I leave my phone back. All right, I think I got everything. Oh, I got it. All right, excuse me. All right, so All right. Y'all forgive me, trying to get organized. I just got off the bus. I was hoping I ain't lose my phone or left my phone on the bus. So, yeah, man, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause this and get organized, and then we're gonna continue on with the lesson. I want to just wait till I get to back to my spot, my little spot where I be prophesying at, and go deeper off into this thing. Okay? Hold on. Matter of fact, let's do this. Let me put everything up. I got one. So I need a couple more. There we go. Now, I think I might need that. Let's see. Let's make sure. All right, let's go and get it. There we go. All right, so it says here, let's start here at the top. So I think I was going into I just got done reading. So the Lord was again making inquisition on those who destroy the earth. All right, and then he's rebuking his people for trusting in this man, in this system, this corrupt ass system. All right, so let's check this out first. We're gonna go over here, and I did a little Google search, and we're gonna read what I got out of it, what I come up out of that, and try to make some sense out of it. It said the most famous passage is Isaiah 42, verses 3. And it reads, it says, a bruised reed he will not break, and a smothering wick he will not snuff out. In faithfulness he will bring forth justice. It's the NIV. All right, it says, Isaiah chapter 42, verses 3, the original Masonic prophecy describing God's gentle care for the weak and struggling. All right. So yeah, the Lord don't like nobody messing with the weak and the poor. It says, Matthew, let's get that. Matthew chapter 12, verse 20. Let's get that real quick. Matthew chapter 12, verse 20. Hold on here. Matthew 12, verse 20. All right here. And it reads, Matthew chapter 12, verse 20. And it reads, it said, I'm going to start at 19. It reads, it said, he shall, matter of fact, we might start at 18. Matter of fact, let's start at 17. And it reads, it said, and charge them. Matter of fact, let's start here at 15. It said, but when Yahushua knew it, he withdrew himself from thence, and great multitudes followed him, and he healed them, and he healed them, and he healed them all. All right, let's do this real quick here. All right, let's finish the lesson here. I don't know. I don't forget where I stopped at, but we was talking about the broken reed. So I'm giving examples on how this relate to now, and try to make sense out of it. And like I said, I hope you all be edified. Damn, this thing don't want to work. Ah, shit. You done fucked the door up. All right, so let's go. Let's get it. So, Revelation chapter 18, 11 verse 18, let's get that first. Revelation chapter 18, verse 11 verse 18, and it reads, it said, and the nations were angry, and it said, and thy wrath is come. See, so the wrath is come, man. The Lord's wrath is come. That's why we always saying, man, the Lord is visiting. He's visiting the earth right now. It said, and thy time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldst give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints. It said, and them that fear thy name, see, small and great, and should destroy them that destroyed the earth. So, hey, this is where we at, right? Damn, talking about standing beside me. Yeah, this is the verse that I was looking for. I couldn't think of the name of that verse. Man, it was like somebody was just standing right here, right beside me. Damn. Oh, praise you. That might have been an angel. Shit. All right, let's keep going. It says, let's get the ASV. It says, and the nation will rob, and the wrath, it said, and thy wrath came, and the time of the dead should be judged, to be judged. Okay, it said, and the time to give their reward to thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and to them that fear thy name, to destroy them that destroy the earth. All right? Okay, let's get one more. Let's get the Amplifier Bible. It said, and the nation Gentile became. It said, and the nation Gentiles became enraged, and your wrath and indignation came, and the time came for the dead to be judged, and the time came to reward your bondservants, the prophets, and the saints, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh's people, right? And those who fear your name. See, you got to fear them names, man. I know fucking Jesus Christ. The Lord's name is Yahweh, and his son name is Yahweh. Proverbs chapter 30, verse 4. All right, it says, and those who fear your name, the small and great, and the time came to destroy the destroyer, the destroyers, plural, of the earth. Okay. They get this one right here. It said the heathen, the nation's rage, but your wrath, retribution, indignation came. The time when the dead will be judged, and your servant, the prophet, it said prophet and servant, the prophet and the saint rewarded. And those who revere, means fear, your name, both low and high, and small and great, and the time for destroying the corrupted of the earth. So all you can bring on many translations, but this is what's going on right now, man, and it's gonna pick up. It's gonna get worse. All right, let's go back. Where was it? Let's see what was. Hold on, y'all. Bear with me here. Shit. Let's come out of here. So Revelation chapter 11 verse 18 reads, "Thou shalt destroy them that destroy the earth." So that's the connection you will remember that I was remembering. All right. It said in the time. It said, and there is another important apocryphal passage in 2nd Ezra chapter. Let's get that real quick. Second Ezra chapter, I'm going to start at the top and read down to 9. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, saith Yahweh Hashem Yahushua." Verse 2, "And cause them to be written in paper." So cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Okay, these prophecies are faithful and true. All right. It said, "Fear not the imagination against thee, and let not the incredulity," that means unbelief, "of them trouble thee." So we're not to worry about people troubling us because we, like getting. I had a couple guys after the last lesson I did. They sent comments. They blew up my comment board. I ain't gonna respond. Because a lot of these people, and then I'm gonna go back and check their page and see if they doing the work. So you got a lot of people out here, they talk shit about us, and we the one doing the work. Coming out here, putting our life on the line, making our body a living sacrifice for the Lord, holy and meet for repentance. And see, these churches ain't teaching the men of Israel that this is what they supposed to be doing, man, in order to survive, man. And see, a lot of people don't know how to serve the Lord properly, man. That's why the Lord is, what's going on, brother? That's why the Lord is judging them now, these youngsters. Because, one, the parents fail to teach their children the law, the Bible, the true meaning, the true understanding of this word, man. This book is a instruction guide, man. That's a living document that have the potentials to be spoken into existence. All right, meaning these words in this book, if you speak them, they'll come to pass. And see, a lot of them churches, man, the pastor, man, he'll bring out one verse, read one verse, then he'll drift off into his own understanding. And then them people in there eating that shit up. and ain't doing no research. So, our elders, apostles tell us not to deal with them, man, because the Spirit is not with them. The Spirit said, go out, the Lord said, go out to those that have the ear to hear and the eye to see. They're the ones that we should focus our attentions on, what's going on with us, bro. So that's where we at. Let's keep going with the lesson. So let's keep reading. It says here, so it said, and cause them, the prophecy, this word, it said, cause these words, them, to be written in paper For they are faithful and true. So these prophecies is popping like popcorn right now, man. They are faithful and true. It said, fear not the imagination against thee, and let not the incredulity, the unbelief of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Right? It says fear not, well, we read that already. It said, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness, see? So that unfaithfulness is connected to unbelief. You know, 2/3 of our people they don't believe the report, man. And then a lot of them, they lean on their own understanding. That's why the Lord is going to judge them, man. They're going to be judged. All right? Let's keep going. It says, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. It said, verse 5, it said, behold, saith Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, and death, and destruction. That's some 4 great plagues, man, the Lord said he's going to bring. All right, it said, why, Lord? Why are you going to bring this destruction? For wickedness, it said, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. So the Lord said, hey, their works are fulfilled. So, yeah, man. Hey, we here. Let's keep going. Hold on. I'm gonna pause this for a second here. Was I filming? Yeah, I was filming. Okay, let's continue on the lesson. So yeah, man, like that's what I knew why I stopped there. I was in we gonna come when we leave second address. Then we're gonna go back to the regular list that I had. All right, let's start here. We were reading 2nd Ezra chapter 15. I had all this stuff in my hand. All right, let's go back here. 2nd Ezra chapter, I know exactly where we was at. All right, let's go here. Come on now, no thanks. Give me that app. So we was in 2nd Ezra chapter 15. Oh, excuse me. 2nd Ezra chapter 15 verses, so we stopped at 5. Okay, it said, let's go back to 4. It said, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So to pursue 2nd Ezra chapter 13, not 2nd Ezra, but Zechariah chapter 13, verses 7 through 9. All these nations going to be judged for what they did to the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. I think, matter of fact, Spirit saying, get it. So let's get this real quick. Matter of fact, let's get it right here. Let's get it right here. Let's get that out of here. Zechariah chapter 13. Zechariah 13. Is that. Zechariah chapter 13, verses, we're going to start at 7. And it reads, it said, awake, say what? Awake, O sword, against my shepherd and against the man that is my fellow, saith Yahweh of hosts. smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered, and I will turn my hand upon the little one. What does all this mean? Let's find out what it means. All right. It said awake. That's his or in the Hebrew is 15 verse 87. It means to arouse oneself, awake, awaken, incite. So the Lord is inciting in these latter days. He's inciting. All right. It said to arouse oneself, awake. So it said to be aroused. It said to be roused, to stir up. So the Lord is stirring up this pot. He's rousing, he's inciting. That's why a lot of people are losing their fucking mind out here. It said to be excited, be triumph. You can be triumph either good for the good of thing or for the worst of thing. To rouse, to stir up, to act in an aroused manner, awake. All right. So rather it said the primitive root rather identical with through the idea of opening the eyes to awake literally or figuratively. Awake or waken up, lifted up, self, master, raise, stir up self. All right, so it said with C to be alert, watchful, in opposition both to sleep or to idleness, especially one to awake, to be awakened. Let's see, Malachi chapter 2 verses 12. Let's get that real quick. Let me see, is it on this list? Hold on here, y'all. Let me do this here real quick. Damn, it's knocking up on me. Hold on, shit. Wow. What does Zechariah chapter 13 verse 7 mean?
Overview of Zechariah chapter 13 verse 7.
It says Zechariah chapter 13 verse 7 is one of the most heavily discussed messianic prophecy in the Old Testament. It is, in its historical context, it addresses the time of severe trials for Israel and the striking of a shepherd, which ultimately leads to the refinement of a faithful remnant. All right, it says, awake, O sword, against my shepherd, against the man. Say what? Against the man who is close to me, declares Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Lord Almighty. It says, strike the shepherd. Say what? Strike the shepherd, and the sheep will be scattered, and I will turn my hand against the little ones. Zechariah chapter 13, verse 7. All right, and so the Masonic fulfillment of the New Testament context in Christian theology, this verse is directly applied to Yahushua Hamashiach. The shepherd Yahushua identified himself as a good shepherd, John chapter 10, verse 11, and explicitly quotes this verse on the night of his betrayal, applying it to his impending arrest and crucifixion, Matthew chapter 26, verse 31, and Mark chapter 14, verse 27. The striking, the sword or striking represent the suffering and crucifixion of Yahushua, ordained or permitted by Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, by Yahweh, my shepherd close to me. All right. So the Lord Yahweh did. He wanted. So this process was supposed to happen because the Lord was trying to draw His nation back to Him. Because for our iniquity, man, it was worthy of death. All right, being under the covenant. So we had to have a way back to the Lord. So to Yahweh. So we had to go through Yahushua. So Yahushua the sacrificial lamb. All right. So let's go back. Is they closed? I think they closed. Let's see. I don't know. Yeah, I think they closed. Yep. Let's keep going. It says here, so the striking means talking about the sword, or striking represent the suffering and crucifixion of Yahushua, ordained by or permitted by Yahweh, my shepherd close to me. All right, it says the scattering of the sheep. It said when Yahushua was arrested and crucified. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? It said his disciples panicked and scattered as seen in the gospel accounts when the disciples fled the garden of Gethsemane. All right, it says, to historical prophetic context, the Old Testament view, it says historic and prophetic context, the Old Testament view. It said from the perspective of the ancient Israel, prophetic literature often used shepherd to describe a leader, a king or ruler of the nation. All right. It said the leader struck. It speaks of a time when a pivotal leader of God's people would be struck down or removed, leading to political and social turmoil. The sheep will be scattered. The remnant and purification. The verse immediately following Zechariah chapter 13, verses 8 and 9, explain the 2/3 of the land will perish, and the 1/3 will be refined through the fire. All right, tested like silver and gold, leading to a restored relationship with Yahweh. Says, and Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, they will call on my name, and I will answer them. See, so we're gonna have to call on the Lord's real name. That's why Yahweh got us out here pushing His name heavily and hard. Going hard for them names. While the 2/3 of our people, man, they slacking. They calling on all names, talking about it doesn't matter. See, I just read it. You see? Okay, let's go back to the script. So let's go back to where we was at. Let me see what we were reading at. All right, we was I know what we were doing. We was reading about let's go back here. So we was into hold on here. Damn, man. Hold on here. So we was right here in Isaiah 36 verses 6. The shattering of the western hegemony, fractured alliances, and broken reed of its superpower reliance. So that's why I know why I left off here. Now I'm back. It says of the biblical scripture, Isaiah chapter 36 verse 6. It reads, "Lo, thou trusted in the staff of a broken reed on Egypt." All right. It said, "Whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is the king of Egypt to all that trust in him." See? So all these people ain't trusting in Trump. And they getting pierced like a broken reed, man. You see? All right? You see? All right, hold on, y'all. We'll go ahead and use the restroom again. Pause this for a second. All right, let's get it. So, hey, we're going to stand down here for about a good hour and bring out some more epistles, bring out some more precepts. And I'm going to go back into it, because I was doing a lesson on that thing where Elder Malcolm was going into where these people finna try to do a terroristic attack on the American soil. So that's where I want to start it and go back into that, and then with the soldiers crying out, on the USS, what's the name of that fucking ship? I can't think of the name of it. So we're gonna go into this thing, and like I said, I hope y'all be edified. Let's do this. Let's get this one right here. Stand right here. I'll catch that next one going back around. All right. All right. Got a little lighter. Yeah, I can hold that out right there. I don't like when we come out here. Wicked ass devil. All right. Now, yeah, let's do it. All right. Oh shit. Yeah, about two. Yeah, there we go. All right, so all right. Hey, shalom, 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 everyone. My name is Zachariah Yahouda, and I'm coming back with another lesson prophesying the downfall of Babylon, aka America, home where all the gross abominations occurred. I'm continuing on the walk and talk lesson. Spirit jumped on me to go and do a little lesson while I'm out here, so I'm finna go and get it in. So fair use under the copyright statute of 1976. So fair use, I'm not monetized. Strictly for educational purposes. Matter of fact, let's get it real quick. All right, so fair use of the copyright statute of 1976. So fair use, I'm not monetized. Okay, there you go right there. I'm gonna read it to you all. It said the Copyright Act of 1976 is the base of modern U.S. copyright law enacted on October the 19th, 1976, and effective January the 1st, 1978. It gave federal protection to the works the moment they are created in a physical form, set the length of protection to an author's life plus 50 years. Come on now, I don't want all that. This ain't what I was looking for. Hold on here. Fair use. It said the Copyright Act of 1976 is a United States law that officially put the fair use doctrine into writing under Section 107 of the copyright law. Okay, there you go, right there. All right. There go the other part of it right there. Okay, which I'm gonna be doing. And here go the 4-factor test. So fair use, I'm not monetized, strictly for educational purposes, such as what I just mentioned and showed. So let's get ready to go into the scriptures. First, before we start, let's face the east. Give a shout out to the powers. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Call Allah Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Yahweh. All heaven praise and honor and glory go to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadai. And second, I'd like to give a double shout, double honor to all the elder apostles and bishops of GMS who rule well. Salutation to the hopefully elect. So let's go on to this lesson, man. Double shout and double honor to all the other apostles and bishops of GMS who rule well. And salutation to the hopefully elect. All right, let's go into this thing. So yeah, man, we living in some exciting, beautiful times right now. The Lord is moving in the earth. All right. All right, let's see here. We're gonna start right here. So this is what we was on. We was on the shattering of Western hegemony and factory alliances. Okay, Isaiah chapter 36, verse 6, it said, Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. All right. To all that trust in him. See? So this is representing Donald Trump. All right. So the prophetic alignment, the international community, historical reliance on the U.S. security umbrella backfires. See? This is what we're seeing. It said, as the traditional superpower exhibits extreme strategic erraticism, dependent nations find their security guarantees punctured, forcing them to seek alternative regional protectors. All right, so this is what we're seeing right now, man. You know, hey, this place is collapsing. Let's get 2nd Ezra chapter 11, verse 45, and it reads, it said, and therefore appear no more thou eagle, nor thy horrible wings, nor thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious head, nor thy hurtful claws, nor all thy vain body. See? So the global superpower traditionally symbolized by a overreaching wing of a predatory eagle sees the planetary reach crumble. It protective overwatch over distant maritime, all right, maritime passages. It said, and ally nations completely dissolve, signaling a structural collapse of Western dominance. And this, hey, this is what we're seeing right now. This place is collapsing, man. All right. Look at my boy, man. So this is what we're seeing right now. Okay. It says, nor thy malicious head, or thy hurtful claws, nor all the vain body. Okay, prophetic alignment. The global superpower traditionally symbolizes by overreaching wings and predatory eagles sees its planetary reach crumble. Its protective overreach over distant maritime passages, and the allied nation completely dissolved, signaling a structural collapse of Western dominance. All right, it said the failure of splashy international declarations. Let's get Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 5. thus saith Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. So the prophetic alignment and the reliance on loud, splashy, verbal deals, such as multi-billion dollar Boeing, all right? It's a Boeing airplane procurement contract collapses under, it said under real pressure, all right? It said a matter of fact, it said a human boast on economic dominance, failing dominance and failed showing international trade agreements. See, that's what we're seeing right now. Built purely on individual egos, see? Hey, this is what we're seeing, right? All right, it says, let's read that again. It said, Boeing airplane procurement contracts collapses under real world pressures, human boast of economic dominance, trade agreement built purely on individual ego, right? Okay, it says empty architectural framework. It said apocryphal text, 1 Maccabees chapter 10, verse 46, and it reads, what they slowing down here for? Fucking redneck. Hold on here, let's keep going. Got to keep an eye on these motherfuckers, man. You know, especially when you by yourself. These motherfuckers, they trying to jack Jake. That's what they doing now, man. They finding people come up hung and shit. You see what I'm saying? They get Isaiah chapter 17, verse 5. Isaiah chapter 17, verse 5, and it reads, wrong verse. It was Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 5, and it reads, it said, thus saith Yahweh. Matter of fact, it started at 4. It said, and thou, even thou thyself shalt discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies, all right, to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. So, hey, man, this is what's happened, man. The Lord, he's still mad at his people, man. But right now, man, he's turning that captivity and putting these plagues on his enemies, man, on those that hate us. All right, for what we had did and continue to do. That's why we got to, pray, continue to pray, man, and ask for forgiveness. I know I do it every day, but I'm gonna continue to pray and ask for forgiveness. All right. Sometimes I do it twice a day. We're supposed to do it more each, anytime we feel we got to do it. We got to get out and ask for forgiveness. Okay, verse 5, it said, thus saith Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from Yahweh. See, we can't, your mind, you see, your heart is your mind. So when you depart from Yahweh, that means what that word I want to use, drift. You done drift off into another world. Therefore, the Lord, that's how you allow yourself to let these these demonic spirits get on you when you drift off from him, you know. Let's keep going. It says, let's get First Maccabees. First Maccabees chapter, hold on. First Maccabees chapter 10. Let's get First Maccabees chapter 10. First Maccabees chapter 10 verses First Maccabees chapter 10 verses hold on, y'all, bear with me here. Damn. Fucking A. First Maccabees chapter 10 verse 46, and it reads, I'm gonna start at 45. And it reads, it said, yea, for the building of the walls of Jerusalem and the fortifying thereof round about, expenses shall be given unto the king's account, as also for the building of the walls of Judea in Judea. Verse 46, it said, now, am I reading the right one? Verse 46. It said, now when Jonathan and the people heard of these words, they gave no credit unto them, nor received them, because they remembered the great evil that he had done in Israel, for he had afflicted them very sore. So what does this mean? So in a modern sense, so the alignment, just as historical factions rejected deceitful imperial overtures, modern global players refuses to honor a hollow economic framework. The heavily promoted U.S.-China Board of Investments stalls before consultation ever begins, proving to be an empty strategic illusion. Wow. That get the high-level envoys barred from global capital. That get Proverbs chapter 25. Let's get that real quick. See, everything that these devils doing, man, you can tie it to the Bible, man. Link it to the Bible. So that's why I always say this Bible, man, these prophecies popping like popcorn. Let's get Proverbs chapter 25. Proverbs chapter 25 verses I'm gonna start at 18. It said, a man that bear false witness against his neighbors is a maul, and a sword and a sharp arrow. Proverbs chapter 25, here go the point right here. 25 verse 19. Confidence in an unfaithful man in the time of trouble is like a broken tooth and a foot out of the joint, So this to us, man, you know, the hopefully elect, man, this man is like a foot out of joint, this president, in this government. Everything, the whole social construct it's like a foot out of joint to the hopefully elect that done woke up out of this slumber. All right. So let's see what it means, how it apply to now. It said the prophetic alignment. It said trust in Western defense policies, chief fractures entirely. Wow. Architecture halt. It said architecture halts who aggressively plot decoupling maneuvers find themselves completely frozen out, denied entry visas, and barred from diplomatic consultation in major Eastern capitals like Beijing. Man, they icing America out of this thing, man. You see? Let's get, man, my ears are stopped up. Let's get the desolation of diplomatic prestige. Let's get Judah, chapter 1, verse 11. It said, but all the inhabitants of the land made light of the light, of the commandment, neither were they afraid of him, and they sent them away empty and with disgrace. So the prophetic alignment, Eastern powers openly treat high-ranking Western military planners with diplomatic disdain, overtures. All right, it says seeking official visits are flatly rejected, leaving Western policies architect begging for access while being handed public humiliation. Like J.D. Vance and what's that fucker name that married Donald Trump's daughter? They be going meeting in them meetings and shit. And man, they look down on them niggas, man. That get let's read Judah again. Let's get Judah again. Hold on here. Judah chapter 1, verse 11. I'm gonna start at 10 for some context. Let's see. Judah chapter 1, verses 10. It said, until ye come beyond Tanis and Memphis, and to all the inhabitants of Egypt, until ye come to the borders of Ethiopia, verse 11, here go the point. It said, but all the inhabitants of the land might, it said, all the inhabitants of the land made light of the commandment of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Assyrians, neither went they whipped him to the battle, for they were not afraid of him. Yea, he was before them as one man. And they sent away his ambassadors from them without effects and with disgrace. So right here it's saying here, so how does it apply now? Okay, it says, so the prophetic alignment, Eastern powers openly treats high-ranking Western military planners with diplomatic disdain. Overtures seeking official visits are flatly rejected, leaving Western policy architects begging for access while being handed public humiliation, man. See, this is what these nations doing. They don't like America no more, man. They be ready to destroy America, man. They gonna all come together, the Lord gonna put their spirit on them, and they gonna shoot them arrows at this place, man, this wicked ass place. Let's get Isaiah chapter 9, verse 17. Let's get that. Isaiah chapter 9, verse I'm gonna start at 15. It said, the ancient and honorable, say what? The ancient and honorable, is we still filming? Yeah, we still going. It said the ancient and honorable, he is the head, and the prophet that teacheth lies. Say what? The prophet that teacheth lies, he is the tail. For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed. See, so people are destroyed, man. They're trusting the devil, man, and his system. All right? So these leaders, man, they cause them to err. All right? The people to err. All right? So the prophetic alignment, the top defense planners pursue highly destructive, uncoordinated policy. High-ranking commanders arrive in foreign conflict zone only to be proposed dangerous escalatory where I stopped at, infrastructures attacks, pushing their own system deeper into strategic trap. All right, this is what we're seeing. All right, madness of detached leadership. Let's get that. Let's get Baruch chapter 3. Baruch chapter 3, verses 28. Let's start at let's start at 24 and read down to 28. It said, "O Israel, how great is the house of God, and how large is the place of his possession." Verse 25 said, "Great and have none end, high and unmeasurable." So Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, it said, the house of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is great. It said, how large is the place of his possession? Great and have none ended, how and unmeasurable. It said, verse 26, there were the giants famous from the beginning that were so great stature and so expert in war. Talking about us, man. We fell from our first estate. This is talking about us, the Israelites, man. All right? But the Lord gonna restore us, and we're gonna become them giants again. All right? It said, verse 25, great and have none end, high and unmeasurable. So we can't be counted. We like the sand of the sea. All right? It said, there were giants famous from the beginning that were so great stature and so expert in war. Verse 27, those did not the Lord choose, neither gave he the way of knowledge unto them, but they were destroyed because they had no wisdom and perished through their own foolishness. See, that's what happened to us. We fell. You see? All right, let's keep going. It said, who have gone up unto heaven and taken her and brought her down from the clouds, who have gone over the sea and found her, and will bring her for pure gold. Talking about mother wisdom, man. All right. It said, no man knoweth her way. Say what? No man knoweth her way, nor thinketh of her path. See? So no man knoweth her way or think of her path. Her path, you see? Okay, that's we don't want to go too far off the topic. Let's go back. So, So defense policy makers operate in the state of absolute strategic disconnect. The board, it said that they boast about maintaining infinite naval blockade across volatile maritime straits, completely blind to the fact that their adversary possess alternative global alliances that shield them from isolation. All right. So this is the madness of the detached leadership. See, they get Hosea chapter 8 verse 14. It said, "For Israel have forgotten his maker." Say what? Talking about the Negro, Latinos, Native Americans have forgot their maker, trusting in the shadow of Egypt. It said, "For Israel," talking about you Negro, Latinos, not talking about them fake Jews, talking about you Negro, Latinos, and you Native Americans. Said and you speckled birds. Speckled birds are the people that look like the other nations, but they Israelites. It said, "For Israel," say what? "For Israel have forgotten his maker and built up temples." It said, "and built up temples." And Judah, talking about the southern king, have multiplied fenced cities, but I will send a fire upon his city, and it shall devour the palaces thereof. So the Lord in these latter days is going to send a fire toward these people, man. All right? It said, the prophetic alignment pouring massive $1 trillion budget into legacy military systems leave defense networks functionally bankrupt. Despite, okay, this is talking about these small houses right here. Okay, and see, you got some of our people that join unto that army, man. But yet, the Lord is finna destroy them, man, and America. He finna use the dragons of Arabia to do it. But this right here, what I'm reading, this is part of that process. All right? It said, so they use $1 trillion budget into legacy military system, leave defense networks functionally bankrupt, despite historic spending and the superpower, talking about America, physically exhausted its interceptors stockpiled and run entirely out of weapons needed to sustain its global commitment. See? Man, listen, these people, hey, these nations that they swore to protect, man, they saying that, man, America is unreliable, man. This superpower is unreliable, man. See, the Lord is breaking his bars. The Lord, this is a broken reed. All right? Vain expenditures on factory armor. That get Sirach chapter 34. Let's read 20 and 21. It's Sirach, better known as Ecclesiasticus. 34 verse 21. And it reads, I'm gonna start at you know, like I said, man, we living in some evil times, man. Corrupt times, right? So the Lord gonna protect his people, man, his hopefully elect. Let's start here. Let's start at 15 and read down to 21. It said, blessed is the soul of him that fears the Lord, to whom doeth he look, and who is his strength. See, we rely the Lord is our strength, man. Verse 16, it said, for the eyes of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, are upon them that love him. He is their mighty protection and strong stay. A defense, say what? A defense from the heat and a cover from the sun at noon, a preservation from stumbling, and a help from falling. He raiseth up the soul and lighteth the eyes, and he giveth help, life, and blessing. Verse 18, he that sacrificeth of a thing wrongfully gotten, his offering is ridiculous. So the Lord said his offering is ridiculous. So the Lord is saying this man's offering is ridiculous. And the gift of unjust men are not accepted. See, the Lord is not accepting nothing from these devils. All right? Verse 19. It said the Most High. Say what? The Most High is not pleased with the offering of his wicked, of the wicked. So the Lord is not pleased with the offering of the wicked. Who is the wicked? Pursued in Malachi chapter 1 verses 4 is Esau Edom. It said the Most High is not pleased with the offering of the wicked, neither is he pacified for sins by the multitude of sacrifices. Verse 20, it said, whoso bringeth an offering of the good of the poor doeth as one that killeth the son before his father's eyes. See? Verse 21, it said, the bread of the needy is their life. He that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood. So this man, Esau Edom, is a man of blood, man. All right? Let's go back to the breakdown. So the offering of him that sacrifices of a thing wrongfully gotten is a mockery, and that mockeries of the unjust are not accepted. See, the Lord is not accepting this shit, man. That's why you seeing this stuff happening to America, man. He's not accepting nothing from these people, man. He's going to destroy them. All right, let's keep going. So prophetic alignment, enormous financial allocation toward defense procurement yields zero real world protection. The heavy squandering of national resources failed to secure the state, leaving critical military assets depleted and allies structurally abandoned. See? Hey, are we not seeing this? The Lord said, hey, is there any more wisdom in Tema? Is there wisdom? Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Matter of fact, how much time we in? Yeah, we're gonna close right here. We're gonna do part 2 in the house. Let's get wise men of Tema. Let's get Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 7, and we'll close here. Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 7, and it reads, concerning Edom, matter of fact, let's start at 6. Let's start at 6. It says, let's start at 5. It said, behold, I will bring a fear upon thee, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh shall host, from all those that be about thee, and yet shall be driven out every man right forth, and none shall gather him that wandereth. Verse 6, and afterward I will bring again the captivity of the children of Ammon, saith Yahweh, Bar Shem Yahushai. Verse 7, here go the point right here. It says, concerning Edom. Say what? Concerning Edom. Thus saith Yahweh, Bar Hashem Yahushai of hosts. Is wisdom, say what? Is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is there wisdom vanished? So the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua said this message was given concerning Edom. Esau Edom. This king, it said this is what Yahweh Hashem Yahushua or heaven's army says. Is there no more wisdom in Teman? Is there, it said, is no one left to give wise counsel? That's why you seeing all them fucking up, man. They making mistake after mistake. Hey, the kingdom is heavily divided. Hey, this is the Lord doing all praise to Yahweh, Bar Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Bar Hashem, Rakadat. You see? Matter of fact, let's keep going. The Lord said, keep going, son. Got this Edomite over here looking hard. He looking hard and heavy. You know, they try to keep up from bringing out the word, right? You know, a lot of these people, man, they think they back in the early 1800s where they were intimidating niggas, keeping brothers from bringing out the Lord's word. But see, they don't realize, man, we at the end of an age, man. We at the end of their rulership. It's over for them, man. This is the last hurrah. And a lot of our brothers, they don't see it. They scared, they settle on their lead. They supposed to be out getting it in like I'm doing, man. See, this devil, he got them, but it's us that he fear. He said, man, no one that ain't scared of them, man, just standing on their watch bold and bringing out this word. They fear us. So with the elder apostles and the bishops and the like-minded men on down myself. Man, he got, elder apostle Tahar and them, Gabbard them and them bishops, man, they were going in the 90s, man, 80s and the 90s, about 20, 30 years ago. You know what, let's go and get out of here. Let's pray. Get a pray and then we'll do this. We're gonna go in the house in that heat. So I hope y'all edified. Let's get a prayer in. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahushai. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahushai. Call lawyer Yahweh, Bar Hashem, Yahushai, Bar Hashem, Rakadah. All heavenly praise and honor and glory go to Yahweh, Bar Hashem, Yahushai, Bar Hashem, Rakadah. And second, I'd like to give double shouts and double honor to all the elder apostles and bishops of GMS who rule well. Salutations to the hopefully elect. And third, I would like to say shalom, shalom, shalom to all the like-minded men on down myself that's pushing his word in truth and sincerity and exalting the Lord's name in these latter days. Because we're living in the time where the Lord is bringing this evil upon the earth. That's that plague. So we got to fear the Lord, man, with a passionate, a healthy, passionate fear for the Lord, man. All right? So with that being said, and fourth, I like to say shalom, shalom, shalom to all the like-minded sisters that's remaining silent in the assembly of the Lord and them came back to their power and truth. I say shalom to you all as well. And may Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai be with us all as we go further into the great tribulation. Shalom, shalom, shalom. I'm out.